toughest things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Welcome to the home of the Penn State Nittany Lions, Beaver Stadium in State College, Pennsylvania. As we'll see, the number 15 team in the country, the Miami Hurricanes, taking on a team from the Big 12, the Penn State Nittany Lions. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And the Canes will kick it away to start us off. On the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The give to the back. Oh, he's got some space. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. And the Nittany Lions took those plain headgears, got their blocks, and picked up the first down.
Yeah, and those headgears are a staple, aren't they, of college football? I know exactly what you're talking about, those beautiful helmets. They don't change very much, very traditional. Penn State keeps it simple. Being traditional, running the football.
And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. Fires it incomplete.
And I think on that last play, it's an example of the quarterback trying to predetermine who he wants to throw to, and instead of letting the defense dictate who gets the ball. Man coverage, that guy was not open that time out on the perimeter of the field. Still, he gave him a chance, but that thing had incompletion written all over it from the moment the ball left his hand.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. The give to the tailback. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Man, nowhere to run on that play at all.
About all you can say is do better. But that's the problem. Are they able to do better?
And that's why you keep trying things, right? Keep trying to get on the perimeter, running up the middle, try different things to see what you do well.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Pressure coming. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there.
Well, they try to throw for it there on 3rd down on the opening drive of the game. They don't get it, but let's punt the ball away. Let's trust our defense. And, guys, let's also trust this home field advantage and the crowd to get loud and make it real difficult on our opponent.
And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he's stopped. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. And he's still running after the move. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27.
As a defense, it's so hard covering this guy. Because of his frame, you're not really going to match up, but this guy's also got some wheels. The hard part is bringing him down after the catch. This guy's like a giant giraffe. You're just lions hanging on his neck trying to drag him to the ground. Not easy to do.
Sweet cut there. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. And the Hurricanes moving quickly to the line. Reads it, fires complete. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They go to the ground. He just kept those big, powerful thighs churning, but he'll be knocked down at the 1. Fans are bringing the noise on 1st and goal. Beck's going for the goal line. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Canes. Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game.
And I like the running back's vision. He sees the hole, explodes through, and he knows where the goal line is, gets in the end zone, gets 6.
And he made that extra point, the wet turf, no problem at all. On the move from inside his 5. Oh my goodness, he's still moving. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Running into the open space. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
Wow, the running back there showing you his skill set as he's able to rip off that one for a first down.
They'll snap it on first down from the 35. Looking for a gap. It's Hayes.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. The throw to the outside is complete. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup. Passing game very effective on 2nd down. What about here on 3rd? From the gun, wants to pass. Quickly to the tight end. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
The offense stays on the field. Maybe they'll try to make the defense jump. They also might try to run it ahead for 1 yard. They'll run for it. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on 4th down? Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're good.
Turning it on! Got enough for the first. And he'll have to check his fillings after that lick, but he did get the first down. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. Inside the 30 at the 29, it's a first down. To the air, it's Newton. Finds the tight end. Just discarding tacklers, punching and grinding his way to the 23.
Hey, that's a great job executing the drag route. You just bring the big fella across the formation, wait for him to come open. The quarterback does a good job seeing him, finds him in the hole, hits him. Perfect job.
Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He's loose down the left side. Finally brought down, but what a play. Not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. These last couple of drives, Jesse, have been about the defense making clutch stand.
I think for this offense, they can stay aggressive knowing that their defense is going to bail them out time and time again here.
Yeah, and especially when you go for those 4th down situations, you do that a lot of times because you know your defense can make stands, make stops. They did on that last possession for you.
He'll go out of bounds right at the 23-yard line.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
down to the 23 for this 1st and 10. Motion from the wideout. They'll try the left side. They'll put the brakes on him at the 21, give him a yard. The Nittany Lions headed quickly to the line. On the run, it's Wallace. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front?
Stopping the run is about physicality. It's about I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you up front. Really nice job by the defense, showing their strength.
It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Taking it the other way. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. They'll open this drive and snap it from the 44. Leaves it with the back. He is going nowhere. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
And in this weather, man, you start to see more of this. You try to throw the ball harder to penetrate it through the weather and get it to your target. And just catching a football that's a little bit slippery sometimes, you'll see some of those drops, and it's just part of the game.
These old girders are rocking on 3rd down here at Beaver Stadium. Looking to throw, it's Newton. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. The Canes will bring the punt team onto the field. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. They'll get this drive started from their own 26. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. This defensive front just ran free in the backfield. He'll lose 3. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Back to pass. He's going for it all. And that will fall incomplete as we have played one quarter, a quarter in which they tried to wrap it up with a huge play. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the 2nd quarter. So they had a chance to talk over this 3rd down play to open the period. He wants to change this route. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down.
It just looks to me like the offense is starting to get a little bit impatient, right, guys? They haven't scored in this game yet, and all of a sudden now they're taking shots down the field and they're trying to make it happen. But the defense, they have been lights out. They force another incompletion.
And they couldn't get it out of their own end, and the ball will come to rest at the 45-yard line. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time. There he goes. Oh, he got loose. Touchdown, Hurricane. Once he got some room, it was over.
One thing this team has shown earlier this year, it does not take them long to find their footing. They get off to fast starts. That was critical for them, winning their first game, and you've seen it here in this one too. They show up ready to go. There's no sleepwalking. I think you got to give this coaching staff a ton of credit for putting their players in good positions to have success.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. Going with the ground game left. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Offense will take that. Free 5 yards every time. Bad discipline by the defense.
They'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. It's 1st and 5. Give to the running back. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. They'll mark him out of bounds short of the 40 at the 37-yard line, but a big-time pickup on the ground. The whole Penn State legacy is built on toughness, getting it done on the ground, and they pick up a first down.
And you got to start there with the physicality, the ground game, getting that going. It's kind of a Northeast thing, right? Being tough, being physical, bringing that lunch pail.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. He might want another play. They'll leave it with the lone back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. A lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Unloads to the wideout. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down.
Well, it's a great job by the back end of the defense that time, making up for what the front end of the defense couldn't do. The quarterback had all day to throw that ball, but it was the hit in coverage that forces the incompletion.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. Looking to the big tight end. Makes the grab along the sidelines, and they get enough for the first down.
That tells...
And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double checking to make sure. And the Nittany Lions look to keep this drive humming.
Here we go.
The run to the right. Breaks into the open. He makes the stop at the 33, but 10 yards on that play and a first down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run. I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10. Motion from the wide receiver. Leaves it with the running back. Getting work done on the ground. He's pulled down at the 14-yard line. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Handoff to the single back. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. The Nittany Lions are in the hurry up. On 30 short, the run and looking for the first down. He did not make it a stone wall on third down.
Great job by that defender. I mean, he timed that snap count perfectly, got into the backfield and created the negative play.
The Nittany Lions will try to convert on fourth down.
Here we go. Tuna.
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes a grab past the marker. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal.
Well, I think the defense was even caught off guard on that one, guys. Not seeing the field goal unit trot out onto the field. They had a golden opportunity there to make a stop and get the ball back without surrendering any points. They couldn't do it, though, and now all of a sudden their backs are against the wall.
It's incomplete and nearly intercepted in the end zone. You get the ball that close, you cannot put it in harm's way.
And that's a good job by this defense, man. You drop back, you play really smart, play sound. Understand, there's not a lot of field to cover, and they couldn't fit the ball in a window. Good pass defense.
Got nothing last time. Now second and goal from the 3.
Here we go.
Quarterback sneak looking for just a sliver of daylight. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. All they need is 1 yard, and they got nothing on the last play. Here's third down. Powers forward. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Penn State! A methodical drive, soul-crushing, spirit-breaking, and it ends in a touchdown.
And listen, I know everybody wants the big plays, the big, long touchdowns and all that stuff, but putting a drive together like that is very difficult to do time and time again, and it's demoralizing for the defense. Great drive by the offense.
Here's the return from inside his 10. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. The pitch to the left. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. So now it's second and long. Finds his tight end. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there.
Nice completion, nice short gain. Now it sets up third down. And wait a minute, third down now becomes, we're going to go for it on fourth down anyway, so it really doesn't matter that much. Great job getting a little chunk. Now we get to go have some fun.
Here comes the noise from this big crowd in Happy Valley on third down. Dropping back, it's Newton. A strike downfield. And that's where they'll mark him, but a chunk play and they pick up a first down. The Hurricanes will hustle to the line. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And the Canes can really attack on this second and short. From the gun, give on the inside. And gang tackling on this dude is a good idea. They needed it, but he still got the first down.
You know what? Everybody gets energized on the whole football team when you got running backs that fight for extra yards and breaks tackles. It's awesome to watch. Everybody literally gets a little jolt of energy because that guy continues to fight for everything he gets.
To the air on first down. The quarterback's a little more on target there. Maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
To the air, it's Newton. Buying some time. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and fourth down's coming.
And that's the play the defense finally needed, and they were getting gashed early. First 2 drives, they gave up 2 touchdowns. They knew they had to be able to get off the field. Great job creating the incompletion there on third down, now setting up fourth.
3 straight incompletions, and undaunted, they'll go for it on 4th and 10. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. And the Canes send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll get it out to about the 20-yard line, and that's where they'll mark him down. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. They're going to test the right side with this one. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. The Nittany Lions in the hurry up. They'll keep it on the ground. Still on his feet at the 35. Gets it inside the 40, brought down at the 39, and they can't stop the clock.
You know, as a defense, you can have the right call and the right guy in the right spot, but that guy's just too good. And how about the running back on that play? Just making it happen, breaking off the huge...
Gonna take a shot at this DB. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, the offense is doing their best to try and at least get into field goal range here at the end of the first half. So they take a vertical shot down the field, but give the defense credit. Lots of eyes back there on the quarterback. They're able to break on the ball and make sure that throw falls incomplete.
Pass is incomplete, and we dwindle down to 7 seconds. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. They'll give it to the back. Oh, he's got some space. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. He found some open space and turned on the Jets.
And that is going to leave the head coach scratching his head. The final play of the first half, your opponent runs the ball and you can't tackle him and get him down with all those bodies back playing prevent. That is a terrible job of defense, and to add insult to injury, you've now given up the lead.
That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. The Nittany Lions will kick it off to start the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
Timeout called by the defense is their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. And the Hurricanes have it with a 1st and 10. From the gun, to give, looking for room. Got the first down and still on his feet. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. The Canes want to crank the tempo. From the gun, the ground game. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard.
Well, you love to see that from the defense, right? It's like bend, don't break. They've given up a bunch of plays on this drive, but now that they're getting down close to field goal range, you're seeing them start to stiffen up.
Yeah, and plays don't matter anymore. Yards don't matter. All that matters with these defenses nowadays is points and limiting them.
Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down.
You know, and that's why this guy can play 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down. You've already seen him earlier in the drive rip off some nice runs, but he can catch the football as well. They're going to find ways to get him going in all sorts of ways, but you're seeing it specifically on this drive.
Looking to throw, it's Newton. Finds a soft spot in the middle. That'll be enough for a 1st down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. Wants to keep it in the air. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. And he's left with no option but to throw it away.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. Off the RPO, fire right, trying to convert. He gets it so close to the 1st down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. They thought they had a good plan, but it did not work.
And sometimes the best defense is getting a little bit lucky. He was open. He had a chance to make a play. He just drops it through his hand. It was pretty good defense, but you take those breaks when you can get them.
The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. They dug themselves out of a 14-0 hole, and now a chance to take the lead on this drive. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. The give is to Smith. He'll slither through and pick up 3 and get it out to the 10-yard line.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there. It's 4th down and 6, and they'll try to convert. Wants to adjust the pattern. On 4th down, trying to find his man. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. And that decision will be questioned for a while. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on 4th downs, you're right. Create some of those explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. They'll run it from the gun. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a 1st down without scoring. 3rd down. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker.
Yeah, and on 3rd and goal, they're saying, hey, we're still going to try to power this football and run it. Obviously haven't had success. Now getting to 4th and goal. Now it's a situation. Do I kick the field goal? Do I feel comfortable running the football? Or do I need to throw this thing?
They're going to go for it with a couple of good options here. Get it to the 1, you get the 1st down. Get it farther, you get the touchdown. He caught it! No, sir, they strung it out enough. He tried to pick his way through, but just not enough running room, and the defense with a stand. Their own end zone nipping at their heels as they start this drive from their own 2. They'll go to the ground. That's a good run to give them some breathing room. Pick up a 3 out to the 5.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. To the ground with the back. Pushes his way for a couple and gets it to the 7-yard line. And the Nittany Lions are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. They'll try the run. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild. Man, what a spectacular play by that defensive end to come up with the tackle there.
And you see those guys get off the football so fast. Most of these guys are 250 to 275 pounds, but they get off the ball fast, low. And the offensive linemen, they have no chance to stop those guys as quick and as fast as they are.
Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Back to pass, it's Newton. Throws to the wideout. It's incomplete, and I tell you, this sophomore quarterback's lucky to get that one back.
And that's how pressure on a quarterback can affect the passing game. They were able to get after him on that play, and as a result, the QB made a bad decision, forcing that football into double coverage.
Man, what a finish we could have. Tie game, 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Got a man. It's Pringle. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. They fought tooth and nail through 3, and it is all locked up as we take a look at the stats. This is when winning plays are made, and we start right now in the 4th. After swapping ends of the field, they gave them a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds a man in the middle. That'll be enough for a first down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line. This dude is just exceptional in every facet. So fluid, such a great route runner, and a big play there.
And money down, third down, find it. I mean, you want to find that matchup because he's going to win, and gets a good release, gets down the field. You see that's your playmaker, that's your guy. Get it to him, get the first down.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. They'll go right back to him. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag on the field. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. They'll line up for a second down play. Trying play action. Here he goes breaking the pocket. And he will wisely throw it to the kid playing the tuba.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Tight end getting vertical. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, but they've got it first and goal. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. The Hurricanes have it with a first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. Now it's second and goal. Looking for a path to the end zone to the right. This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. And they've moved out front here in the fourth.
Love the quick decision-making by the quarterback. It's not just who's the open guy and who am I throwing it to. It's also having that clock, David, in your head that says, if no one's open and I'm down near the red zone, I'm taking off now, and I'm using my athleticism, and I'm getting a score.
Yeah, you love the decision-making. I hate the defense. Why are we dropping back so far in the end zone? We got to keep eyes on this QB. We know he can take off. We know he can make plays. The field shrinks, man. You got to expect that's coming. Not very good defense.
Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. They get him corralled, but not before he gets that return out to the 35. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup.
Well, he got you 2 on first down. He got you 2 on second. 2 won't get it done on third. You're going to have to go somewhere else if you're on offense here to stay on the field.
Caught over the middle. It's Reynolds. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. Down a possession here in the fourth, and they'll need to convert on this fourth down. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. Desperately wanted to convert on fourth down, but couldn't do it.
Yeah, and see, I have no problem being aggressive near midfield. I got no problem whatsoever. You get stuffed, but I think you have to show your team, like, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to continue to try to make it, even in the second half when things are getting tight.
Smart move to keep it on the ground. And he didn't have a whole lot of operating room after the juke. Not much room to run. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. They'll give it to Johnson. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. What a good job to be able to pick up that kind of yardage when you're trying to finish off the game.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
Corner's right up on that line of scrimmage. Running back searching for a hole. Makes a man miss. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues.
And that's really nice offensively because you're in the red zone. You do have an opportunity to add to your lead here, but you're staying in bounds. I think the clock right now is the most important thing. How can we keep this thing ticking away? By going down in bounds, you're doing exactly that.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you just feel like the running back's asking for redemption on that one. You know, 2nd and short, and you're giving him the football. He can't get the first himself. Now it's 3rd down. He's looking over on the sideline like, call it again, throw me the ball, I can go do this. It's never a good feeling for the running back in that situation.
On 3rd and short, they keep it on the ground here. He's not going to get there, and this defense really needed a stop like that. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. Absolutely perfect. And that lead grows even bigger. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Terrific showdown this week, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on. James Madison needs to pick up the pace, but this puppy is far from over. And with this crowd there in Harrisonburg behind them, I'm kind of banking on a comeback. They're trailing by just 4 to FIU. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. They'll start this drive at the 33-yard line. Looking for space, it's Hayes. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Right back to it. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40. Trying to pick it up on the ground. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down, turning it on! He got loose. Touchdown, Penn State!
Well, the good news is you scored a touchdown. You made this a one-possession game. The bad news is you got to get the ball back. So if you're the head coach, you got to start thinking, how are we going to do that? Are we going onside kick, or do we trust our defense to give it back to the O?
And he makes the extra point. They got the touchdown they needed. Now trailing by a field goal, they'll line up for the onside kick. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Guys, you want to be productive here and not go into a shell, but you've got to take care of it.
Yeah, and I think you say productive. He's productive at this point in the game is running the clock and getting first down. So, Jesse, I can expect this defense to be aggressive, way up near the line of scrimmage, bringing a bunch of bodies, trying to stop the run.
And that's why it puts a lot of pressure on an offense, David, because you know if you do try to throw the football, it's probably man coverage, you're probably getting blitzed, it's going to be into a small window. It is not easy to execute in this situation situation of the game.
Couldn't find any room at all, and he'll lose 7 on the play.
Man, that's exactly what I want from my offense. Like, listen, they're out of timeouts. I want this clock to tick. Now, we have seen some college coaches across college football continue to run the football and also give up the football and give a gift to the other team. This one's over if I just take a knee.
They knock him down right at the 20-yard line. Not enough for the first down, but maybe they'll keep the offense on the field. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. And they get the icing on the cake, and that might make for some long memories after this one. We waited so long to start the season, and just the way you want to start, getting that first victory.
And the first games are so much fun. You've been practicing against each other over and over all through camp. Now you get to come out, start the season off 1-0, Jesse. Great start.
It was a great start for the winning team. Now, for the losing team, obviously not the way you want to get into this season. There were some mistakes with execution, and guys are going to have to do a better job individually. But that's why you play the games. You get to now go back to the drawing board, get back on the practice field, try and iron out these wrinkles. It's a long season ahead. A lot to play for.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.